The high cost of living. Well, the minimum wage here is set to climb in the new year in 20 states. So, which will affect millions of workers. But how will this increase impact business owners? Well, we've invited a panel of small business owners from 3 of those states to tell us firsthand. So joining me right now is Christina Port, owner of Portable Services, Greg Acera, owner of Fire King Bakery, and Zane Tankel, owner of Apple Metro. Thank you guys so much for being here. And, you hear about it all the time. You hear, okay, let's up the minimum wage. Let's see how that works. But, Christina, you say that performance should be the standard we go by.
That's absolutely right. When you're looking at these articles talking about increasing minimum wage above to say $15 an hour, you're looking at not only as a company trying to look at efficiency and trying to capture back productivity, but the worker is essentially intrinsic to their skill set they're bringing to that job. They want to feel valued. They want to have the tools that are allowing them to be performance enhancers for that company. So therefore, minimum wage really has nothing to do as much with setting the baseline for an industry standard as much as for the worker. They're looking more at the value and the skill sets that they're bringing to that position.
All right, well, Greg, do you think that increasing pay will actually make an employee more efficient?
No, I don't think they become more efficient. I think a person has habits and they have a personal constitution, and they work by that regardless of their pay.
And you talk a little bit about robotics. You were at a conference in Germany looking at the robotics, and you think that's going to have a big effect on some of these workers?
I do. There's a large bakery convention every 3 years, in Munich. And I was attending that conference in September. And one of the greatest advancements I saw there was in robotics, not only in the technology, but also in the affordability of it. And I think at some point in the future, there's going to be an intersection of those affordable robotics with the minimum wage. And I think that's going to cause some friction in the labor market.
Yeah, you see it all around the world. I've been a lot of places where I see, no people there, but I see robotics taking over. All right, Zane, how do you think that this is going to affect the restaurant business?
Well, I think there's going to be a huge consolidation within the space. The restaurant business is in a little different state than the rest of the retail industry, in that our margins are paper thin. Our maximum ticket in an Applebee's, for instance, is $15, $18. So compare that to the retail space where you're selling, I don't know, an iPhone for $500, $1,000. Obviously, your margin on $1,000 is a little better than on $18. A. B. It's really good, I guess, in terms of the people that are working, but there'll be no doubt there's huge consolidation in the labor market. Technology, I always say minimum wage increases are technology's best friend.
Yeah, that brings in more and more robotics. Am I wrong?
Well, not robotics as much as at the table ordering, pads, scrolling down, doing most of the tasks that a server would ordinarily do are moving more and more towards the consumer. Don't forget, we buy gas, we swipe a card at the gas pump. We buy groceries in a grocery store, we hit our card on the groceries. Now when we pay our bills in a restaurant, more and more, you're seeing the swipe the card at the table. Having said that, the restaurant business is unique because you go out to feel important. You need to be catered to. You need to have that warm, comfy feeling. So it's always a battle between shrinking the labor market and continuing to provide that warm, fuzzy feeling that people enjoy when they go out.
And if someone's a really good server or a really good waiter or something like that, they get a higher tip and they do better for your business, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Except that, the big move now, here in New York State at least, and some other states, is to eliminate that incentive, which really brings it to the ridiculous, and put all servers on minimum wage as well, and eliminate the tip share, which where these people are coming from that are making this stuff up, obviously they never worked in the world before.
Well, here we go. 20 states have minimum wage increases taking effect around the start of the new year, which is today. Christina, Greg, Zane, thank you so much for your time. We'll see what 2019